So hope and openness, a post we did recently has resonating with a lot of you on the difference between hope and openness. So we wanted to chat about that a little bit today.
Yeah, it's something we see often. It's tricky, and it's important to know, to be empowered to know the difference of what is hope, what is openness, what is empowering, what is not.
Right. And I think hope is seen culturally and in a lot of religious communities as like the greatest thing. And so it's hard to look at hope sometimes from another light, from another angle. So I think the question that would be good for people to hear is maybe why is hope, which is intrinsically a good thing, why is it actually dangerous in a lot of situations?
Yeah, and I agree. And my experience with like wives, they want hope. They want to keep their marriage. They want to keep their family. They want to be a quote unquote loving wife. Give second chances. But also, unfortunately, a lot of times in this situation, there's also an abuser who wants to drag their spouse along, and so it's tricky when two people are engaging with a situation with different intentions.
Right.
So if you're having hope for a relationship, it's going to be harder to grieve what has happened. It's going to be harder to grieve what you're experiencing, and it's going to be harder to see past or move forward. Hope keeps us stuck and powerless, because when we are hoping for somebody to change, we're putting our power into their hands.
Yeah.
To make the right choices, the loving choices, to change, to be responsible, and pursue healing and wholeness.
Right.
But when there isn't a pattern or a history of somebody that is doing that,
yeah, that's
where hope can be really dangerous. You can be open that if this person says they want to change, if they do change, that's great. Let's talk about what that relationship looks like.
Right, which might not mean reconciliation. It may just mean a cordial relationship where you've decided that they're no longer a partner, or they're no longer a best friend, or whatever the role, but there still could be, if that person really changes, of course that's what's best for them, and that can be honored and acknowledged, but it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship would be restored.
Exactly.
And so openness, we don't mean openness in the sense of like openness to
reconciliation, forgiveness, continuing the marriage. It's just
or a relationship.
Yeah. So openness to the possibility that that person will change as they say they're going to. Mm-hmm. And that empowers more of in most situations, it's the woman to get out of the abusive situation and decide what is best for them and what's best for if there's kids involved, or the relationship, or the family. And it's putting the power and the choice back into their court.
Yeah.
I get to choose based on what I see, how I feel, what I'm experiencing, whether I want to continue this relationship or not based on, well, you said you're going to change. Yeah. So I'm hoping that you will, and I'm just holding on.
Right.
And just waiting to see enough evidence to prove that the change is happening.
Yes.
Because when that's happening, you're still unsympathetic usually. You're not prioritizing yourself, and you're still not, you tend to not live out of the power that you have internally. You're still giving that to the abuser, which if it's an abuser, they love that power and that control. So you're really feeding into that same dynamic that the abuser wants to be in that position of deciding what they get to do, pulling you back in, dragging you along, so that they have that power and control of deciding what you're going to feel, where this relationship's going. And so we just encourage people that if this is happening, hope is not bad, but disempowered hope leaves you stuck and not being able to grieve. And one of our pillars is acceptance, and hope can stop you from accepting reality.
Totally.
Accepting that you've given them enough time, they aren't changing,
The patterns, the fruit is the
But if you
evidence is in the fruit.
Yeah. Believe what they've shown you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get this quote right, but the idea of don't trust what they say, just believe behaviors and trust patterns. It's that idea of people can say anything.
That's Sarah McDougall.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. People will say anything. And you can even behave a certain way for a certain period of time.
Right.
But patterns
Tell
are
all.
where the truth and
Yeah.
the rubber hits the road. It's
Yep.
Unhealthy people can't be healthy consistently over a period of time.
Yeah.
But if they do, then you can see that there's change. Now I'm open to decide what is best for me and deciding where I want to go moving forward with this person.
So we just want to remind you that we honor your hope, and that people of hope are beautiful people, and that isn't innately wrong.
Right.
But in the hands of an unhealthy, toxic relationship, your hope will be exploited
Right.
over and over and over again. And just to invite you to wonder, like, is that a good use of your hope?
Right.
And maybe there's a different posture that you can take in these unhealthy relationships to give you the empowerment that Luke's talking about.